Good morning. I'm Deborah Burrell, a member of this congregation, and on behalf of Reverend Dave Dunn, our Director of Religious Exploration, Lexi Tagney Brown, Music Director, Alex Peach, our choir, my fellow worship associates, and the dedicated technical team that is making today's live stream possible, I'd like to welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist Metro Atlanta North congregation, which we lovingly call UUMAN. This past Friday, April 8th, was the Gay, Lesbian, and Straight Education Network Day of Silence. It's a national, student-led demonstration where LGBTQ students and allies all around the country and the world take a vow of silence to protest the harmful effects of harassment and discrimination of LGBTQ plus people in schools. It was started in the mid-90s by 2 college students. The Day of Silence has expanded to reach hundreds of thousands of students each year. Every April, students go through the school day without speaking, ending the day with Breaking the Silence rallies and events to share their experiences during the protest and to bring attention to ways their schools and communities can become more inclusive. As Unitarian Universalists, no matter who you are, whom you love, or where you are in your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. If there are any of you visiting with us for the first time today and feel comfortable doing so, would you please identify and introduce yourself so that we can worship together as friends? Any newcomers on my left? Welcome. Anyone else on my left? Yes.
Hi, my name is Alex. I'm a newcomer from New Jersey as well. I'm here visiting my parents with my husband for about 12 weeks when we're transitioning somewhere new.
Welcome. Any more on this side? Okay. Any newcomers on my right? Okay. Well, this morning we are offering playgroup during the service in Discovery Hall, the building there, and the nursery is in the Discovery Hall kitchen. Youth will be going on a nature walk and then recycled egg decorating. And there will be a multi-generational Easter egg hunt at the Discovery Hall outdoor portico. We have a few adult enrichment offerings this morning, Sunday service reflections, and spiritual cinema. Please refer to your order of worship for the locations. And Gus Haydorn asks you to join him for a short scenic hike during second hour to Lover's Rock in the heart of Roswell. It's a good opportunity to take photos for the Earth Ministries photo contest. You will send your photos to communications-deputy@uman.org by Earth Day, which is April 22nd. And John Burkhart has an announcement.
Good morning, everyone. Whoa, there we go. Good morning, everyone. It's great to be back here. It's almost surreal. It's a beautiful day and a great day to think about Earth Day coming up next week. I just want to let you know about the things we've got planned for you. We've got the photo contest. There's cash prizes. We're going to have representatives from Creative Solar here to answer your questions about getting solar panels on your house. We're going to have a representative from the Xerces Society. Where is she? Denise, there she is, thank you. Going to be talking about pollinators, invertebrates, and native plants. Very excited about that. We're going to have a guest from the Shades of Green Permaculture in Atlanta. They're going to be talking about our watershed, protecting Atlanta's waterways, and doing a guided tour of our grounds and letting folks know about how the water flows through our property. Really excited, and of course, a vegetarian potluck. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you there.
And Amanda Browley has an announcement.
Hey, good morning. I would like to make a special announcement that next year, from February through May, our Reverend Dave will be taking a sabbatical. Yes. In the UU tradition, our ministers are entitled to sabbaticals after 4 years of ministerial service, and they are entitled to 1 month of sabbatical for each year of service. Next year, Reverend Dave will have completed 7 years of ministerial service when he takes 4 months of sabbatical. So he hasn't really taken a sabbatical since he's been with us. This offers an extended time for study, reflection, rest, and renewal. And these are all ingredients for effective ministry. A sabbatical leave is part of the congregation's covenant agreement with the minister. And just as importantly, our congregation will benefit as well as he returns refreshed, filled with new ideas, and with rekindled energy. I make this announcement as co-chair of our newly formed sabbatical committee, which is a temporary standing committee, and we will be reporting to the Board of Trustees, and we will also plan and prepare the congregation for that sabbatical. The committee consists of a co-chair and 4 other members of the congregation, and Dave also serves as co-chair until the sabbatical itself. So we are charged with the following: helping to schedule Sunday service guest speakers for 3 times a month during that sabbatical period. We also schedule an on-call minister for pastoral care, any rites of passage rituals that may be necessary. We will be in communication with the congregation before, during, and after. And then we will also assist the Board of Trustees regarding any issues pertaining to staff supervision, as well as assisting the minister and congregation in the development of a re-entry and re-engagement program following the sabbatical. So the other members of the sabbatical committee are Dave Krober, I don't know if he's here today, Anu Manya, she is not here either, Tina Alexander joined our group, as well as Bruce Langston. So although we are just forming, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We can also be reached via email at sabbatical@uman.org. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Amanda. And yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I love my job here, but it's time to take a sabbatical. Well, good morning. It is wonderful to be back in this sanctuary once again. Yes, for those of you who've been living on the moon lately, we have been in this space for 3 months, and it's so good to be back here. And on behalf of the entire congregation, I really can't even begin to thank all the people who did so much hard work to get us back here in 3 months. I mean, just the hiring of contractors to scrape off the floor and redo drywall, working with the insurance company, cleaning the furniture, moving furniture everywhere, every week. It's really been an amazing task, and I want to thank everyone who's done all of that work. All I can say really is thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. We love you. And we are grateful to walk this path of ministry with you, side by side, here at UUMAN. In addition to the repairs and reconstruction inside this sanctuary, we have done extensive work outside as well in our garden. Due to the single-digit freezing temperatures we had this winter, we had many plants that did not make it, and we needed some significant work in the garden. Fortunately, a single angel donor in this congregation hired some professional landscapers to overhaul the entire garden area. And they've done a wonderful job. They've done a wonderful job. And we are most grateful for the generous spirit of that angel donor. In that spirit, and as members and friends of this congregation, please be on the lookout for ways that you can be an angel to this congregation. There's more gardening to be done, a playscape to be built in that fence over there, young adults who need to go to General Assembly, upgrades to our kitchen and other things. The list goes on and on. How does the angel spirit move within you? Again, it is a blessing to have angels amongst us, and again to walk the path of ministry with angels here at UUMAN. This morning's call to worship is by Susan Davison Archer, who writes, "The earth is warming, the bird songs increase. The sweeter breezes brush our cheeks, and the earth holds hope in its seeds and buds. Come, let us gather this morning with joyful noise and with warm hearts and with hopeful spirits, for we are one with the renewal of the earth and blessedly held in love of one another. And now let us light our chalice together."
Please join me in reading together these words by May Sarton. They're printed in your order of worship. Help us to be the always hopeful gardeners of the Spirit, who know that without darkness nothing comes to birth, as without light nothing flowers.
In August of 2003, the sanctuary was completed. It took about 4 years of what I've been told, I wasn't here, of long-range planning, a capital campaign, then design and construction of the building itself, which was supervised by our own Bev Jordan, who did all that work, which must have been monumental to supervise the construction of this place. Now, I may be biased, but this is the most beautiful of sanctuaries. It truly is. People talk about the windows all the time, that it floods. I don't like to use that word flood, but it floods this room with light. And people love looking at the trees out here. I can tell, I know you do, because I know you're not looking at me, you're looking up there. But I don't have to look at you, because I can see the clouds going across the sky. It's just simply gorgeous. It's simply gorgeous. And the music in here, when it's played and sung, is truly heavenly. It truly is. It's a great space. But in January, we realized the fragility of our sanctuary, the impermanence of things when the sanctuary was flooded with water, when our fire suppression system ruptured, flooding this whole space. But this congregation does what it has done time after time again. It rallies in the face of obstacles and overcomes the obstacles by hiring people to scrape up this floor, working with the insurance company, bugging the insurance company, bugging the insurance company, bugging the insurance company. I so appreciate that. And then hiring the folks to do the flooring, picking out the flooring. It's just a lot of work. and I can't thank everybody enough. So, also, in the process, we had to move into Fellowship Hall. We did our services in there. Now, when I first came here, people would tell me, oh, that used to be our sanctuary. And I thought, that is ridiculous. How could you do a service over there? And it was kind of ridiculous. It was. And beautiful. It was beautiful having service in there. It was tight. I felt like you couldn't move without bumping into something or someone. It was all elbows, and I'm not going to go on after that. No. But once again, I want to thank Fellowship Hall. God bless Fellowship Hall. It continues to serve us well. So once again, we're back in our beloved sanctuary. Let us now rededicate this space as a sacred space. For here, upon this floor and in this sanctuary, children will be dedicated. Coming-of-age students will share their faith statements. Memorial services will be held. Tears will be shed. Talent show dance routines will be performed. Christmas Eve candlelight services held. Weddings performed. Joys celebrated, sorrows shared. English dancing, service auction, parties thrown. That's next week. Peanut butter will be spread on body parts. That's kind of an inside joke. You had to be there. Choirs will sing and hymns will be sung. The UUMAN band may yet play again, and new members will join us. And children will laugh. And we will love every minute of it. So here, honoring its past and grateful for its presence here with us today, with hope for its future, we bless and rededicate this sacred space, this sacred sanctuary. In here, earlier, I placed some of our holy water. So I would rededicate this sanctuary with this water. And may this be the only water that is ever spilled on this floor. Amen.
Please rise in body or spirit to sing opening hymn number 305, De Caloris. Alex is going to play it through one time, and we're going to sing verse 1 in English, then in Spanish, and then verse 1 again in English. This is the time in our service when the love that binds us together is spoken aloud. So please feel free to come forward, drop a pebble into the bowl, and express your joy or sorrow. For those of you attending by live stream, if you have a joy or sorrow that you'd like to share, please type it into the chat.
Last week, my name is Shelley. Last week I shared that my son is having some health challenges. I spoke with him yesterday, and he is still having a very difficult time and is getting discouraged about the doctors and not getting better. So I'm going up on Tuesday to help, and him being who he is, his big concern was that the house would not be as clean as I would normally find it. So I had to spend some time making him promise that he wouldn't do housework before I got there. So just please keep my son in your hearts.
I'm Miriam Patanian, and I'm flanked with my kids, Jacob and Olivia. A joy of concern. So last week I shared online from the beach without my husband that my in-laws were in a car accident and that my father-in-law had broken his knee. It's still broken. He's getting around really well, so that's great. Yesterday, we got a phone call from my mother-in-law that she had fallen, and she hit her head. She's okay. She has 4 stitches in there, but she broke her hip, and she's in the hospital and is due to have surgery today. And this is for her and for my father-in-law. This pebble is a pebble of gratitude for our support network that we have already reached out to, and that I hope will reach out to us because we need some help. And this is a pebble of love for John, who is, he's a silent kind of person, but I know that he's hurting right now, as am I. So this is just to help hold us. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Gus Haydorn. This is a pebble of sorrow and joy for the people of Tennessee. I grew up there, went to school there, and experienced firsthand Tennessee-style repression, and it hasn't changed a lot in the 50 years since. But a pebble of joy for those voices of resistance that are alive and strong. The young black leadership, particularly, that's present there, this is for them.
After Gus, I was going to sit down, but then I thought you might wonder what's going on. But my thoughts were for the voices that are suppressed in Tennessee and elsewhere, and for the emergence of new young leaders. And I'm just so optimistic in some ways that the young people, including the two Justins of Tennessee, will be leading us forward.
This is a stone of concern for Bev Jordan and her husband. You've just heard the story about how she was instrumental in helping this sanctuary be here today. There's a plaque outside with her name on it thanking her. Her husband, Steve, has been recovering slowly from back surgery that he had several months ago, and he just was taken to the hospital this morning. They don't know if it's an ulcer or GERD or what's going on. This is a concern for both of them. Hold them in your hearts and in your prayers. Thank you.
My name is Jennifer Philippi. I will try to end this on a bit more positive note. I have two pebbles of gratitude, one for Susie, who works in our office here, and one for Tanya, both of whom I could not continue to do the job as Treasury without. I walked in here yesterday to try to give Amanda a hand, although she was doing an amazing job cleaning the kitchen, to people thanking me for something that had happened last week. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I've been away at the beach. So Susie just took care of it, maybe with the help of Tanya, but Susie just took care of it on her own. And, you know, Susie stays behind the scenes and we don't really see her that much, but she does so much for us all. So a big thanks to Susie and Tanya. Can't do it without you. Thank you.
My name is Bob Bopp, and I'm a member here. I have Pebble of Sorrow. I went to visit, or went to my aunt's funeral this past week, and she had a beautiful, long life, but we helped her on her way, and Pebble of Sorrow for her passing. Her name was Anne Marion. And this is a pebble of joy. My daughter's 29th birthday is tomorrow, and we're helping her celebrate it today, and her name is Anna.
We also have a couple of joys in the live stream. Elizabeth Rowan's joy is that she saw her daughter, Rafaela, in Boston when they took a trip north to visit colleges for Joel. And Dwana Bush has a joy. She's growing an increasingly authentic relationship with her sister Ginger while caring for her in her times of need. And I'll drop a final pebble for those joys and sorrows that remain unspoken. Let us keep each other in our hearts and minds in the weeks ahead.
On Easter, Christians celebrate Jesus' resurrection, his conquering of death. And actually, the conquering of death for all Christians or all people who have faith in Jesus. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus says to a downtrodden and oppressed people, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. And blessed for those who are persecuted for righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." That's the Sermon on the Mount. Also, in the book of Matthew, chapter 25, Jesus says, "For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. For I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you visited me." And the people said to him, "Jesus, when did we see you hungry and feed you? When did we see you thirsty and give you drink? When did we see you as a stranger and invite you in? When did we see you sick and in prison and visit you?" And Jesus replied, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters, you did for me." Now, maybe you don't believe in the resurrection, yet have we ever considered what is, or perhaps what could be, resurrected? Does it have to be a body? Could it be something else? Could we use Easter to reflect upon our lives and determine whether this love and service embodied in Jesus' ministry is that which needs to be resurrected in us? Am I feeding the hungry? Am I giving a drink to the thirsty? Am I welcoming the stranger? In every interaction that we have with everyone we meet, regardless of color, creed, religion, ethnicity, political affiliation, in every interaction, could the love and service embodied in Jesus' ministry be the thing that is resurrected in you, in me, and in all of us?
I have a meditation this morning by Claire Feingold Thorin, A Bouquet of People. Let us give thanks for a bouquet of people. We give thanks for children. Like tulips and iris, they multiply around us, making the world ever more filled with color, beauty, and new life. May we bless them as they replant themselves ever farther from us, knowing that they need their own space to grow into. We give thanks for generous friends, as constant in bloom as echinacea, and whose gifts lift up our body and spirit. We give thanks for feisty friends, as indomitable as geraniums, and for continuous friends who, like bittersweet and ivy, hold on and never let go and can never be gotten rid of. For crotchety friends, as prickly as rose bushes, their beauty a secret that is only discovered through careful gardening. For surprising friends, who at first glance seem dour and then blossom into joy as quickly as forsythia. For funny friends, silly as snapdragons, and serious friends, complex as chrysanthemums. For comfortable friends, their gentle presence as soothing as the sweet smell of lilacs. For stormy weather friends who stand by us in hard times, like lily of the valley that cannot be deterred by shade or shadow. For old friends, nodding like sunflowers in the evening time, and young friends coming on fast as flocks. For friends as unpretentious as dogwood, as persistent as pachysandra, as steadfast as azalea, and who, like snowdrops, can be counted on to see you through the winter and remind you that spring always comes. For loving friends who wind around us like wisteria and embrace us despite our blights, wilts, and witherings. And finally, for forget-me-not friends, gone but never forgotten. Their beauty lives on in our memories and hearts. For this bouquet of people who brighten our lives, each in their own way, we give thanks. In an effort to fulfill and further the vision and mission of this congregation, we ask that our members and friends give of their time, talents, and treasure. We will now take the offering, and you may also give using the Givelify app.
We accept this sacred offering, generously given by our beloved members and friends, and may we use it wisely and judiciously in service to our mission.
Before his death at the hands of the Nazis in 1942, Dr. Norbert Capek, founder of the Unitarian Church in Czechoslovakia, introduced to his Prague Unitarian Church the flower ceremony he called Flower Communion. He introduced this special service to that church in June of 1923, 100 years ago. For some time, he had felt the need for a symbolic ritual that would bind people more closely together. The format had to be one that would not alienate any who had forsaken other religious traditions. So he turned to the native beauty of their countryside for elements of a communion which would be genuine to them. This simple service was the result. And Norbert's wife, Maha, introduced the service in this country.
A Blessing of the Flowers by Norbert Capek. Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessing on these thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be of one in desire and affection and devotion to thy holy will. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of thy most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do thy work in the world. These flowers are gifts of grace. From an ordinary seed, they spring forth in unimaginable beauty. They've been brought here this morning as the greatest gift of all, a gift that demands nothing in return. May these flowers be blessed with the unconditional love we all have for one another.
Today is a new day, truly an hour for hope and joy and gladness. Let us be thankful for the persistence of flowers and open ourselves to their long wisdom. Their strange beauty greets us in unexpected places, as if there is a particular grace that is stronger than our carelessness and indifference. If you forgot to bring a flower this morning, no worries, we have plenty of extras. As the Spirit moves you, please come forward and take a flower. May it symbolize for you the hope, joy, and gladness of this day.
Note your new flower's particular shape and beauty. Please remember to handle it carefully. It is a gift that someone else has brought just for you. It represents that person's unique humanity and therefore deserves your greatest care. Amen.
Please rise in body or spirit to sing closing hymn number 64, Oh Give Us Pleasure in the Flowers Today. Alex will play it through one time. Please say with me the words by Elizabeth Sell Jones for extinguishing the chalice. They're printed in your order of worship. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are again.
Oh, give us pleasure in the flowers today, and give us not to think so far away as the uncertain harvest. Keep us here, all simply in the springing of the year. Go in peace and enjoy your week.